A woman took this photograph after an evening shift at a hospital. The day had been especially difficult. Earlier that night, a patient had passed away, and the atmosphere in the department remained heavy and unsettling. Late that evening, while inside a workroom, she casually took a picture without thinking much of it. But later, while reviewing the image, she noticed a shadowy figure in the darkness that, according to her, had definitely not been there at the time. The shape appeared far too clear to be an ordinary shadow, and its outline looked strangely human. Soon, a disturbing thought crossed her mind. Could it have been the same patient who passed away earlier that day, returning for one final goodbye? What do you think she captured in the photo? Write in the comments. This photograph was taken by a group of tourists during a visit to the Denver mine in Chipinque, Monterrey, Nuevo Leon. At the time, no one noticed anything unusual. Only later, while reviewing the picture, did they notice a mysterious figure standing behind the group. According to witnesses, the silhouette resembled a person standing deep in the frame. Some believe the image may have captured the ghost of a miner who had once died in that area. What do you think appeared in the mine? Share your thoughts in the comments. This photograph was posted online and showed a young boy. Later, his mother noticed a strange face behind him, something she described as frightening and far too unusual to seem like an ordinary shadow or lighting effect. She remembered how, as a child, her son often spoke about imaginary friends and claimed he sometimes saw strange figures near him that she herself could never see. At the time, she dismissed his stories. Years later, after her son had passed away, she looked at the photograph again and noticed the mysterious face once more. It made her wonder whether there had been something more to his stories than simple childhood imagination. What do you think was hiding behind him? Write in the comments. A woman claimed that she once complained to clinic staff about a child who, according to her, had been entering her father's hospital room. She said the child played near his bed and even pulled at the tubes connected to him. The staff's response shocked her. Employees explained that minors were strictly forbidden from entering patient rooms, especially at that hour, and no children had entered the department at all. After hearing this, the woman asked her father that if the child appeared again, he should take a picture. Later, her father took this photograph. When the image was shown to staff, no one could explain who appeared in it. According to employees, no child matching the description had been registered at the clinic, and there were no records of children being hospitalized during that time. The photo clearly showed a childlike figure with an unusually pale face. Was it coincidence, strange lighting, or something that still has no explanation? What do you think? Write in the comments. After returning home, a woman took this photograph to send to her family WhatsApp chat and let relatives know she had arrived safely. At the time, the picture seemed completely ordinary. But later, while reviewing it, she noticed a strange figure reflected in the mirror. The reflection looked unsettling, as though someone else had been standing in the room beside her. According to her, no one else had been in the house at that moment. What do you think was reflected in the mirror? Let everyone know in the comments. A group of young people took a late-night photograph without thinking much about it. But later that night, strange noises began echoing through the house, sounds they could not explain. The next morning, one of them sent the image to his mother, who noticed something unsettling in the background. a strange figure standing on the balcony. The discovery left the family disturbed and filled with questions about what had really appeared in the frame. Since then, the young people have claimed to experience constant anxiety and nervous tension while trying to find a rational explanation for what happened. What do you think appeared on the balcony? Let everyone know in the comments. In an ordinary family photograph, relatives later noticed a strange figure in the background, something they had paid no attention to at the time the picture was taken. After some time, however, they began to feel that the silhouette resembled their grandmother, who had passed away only a few days earlier. Only days later, their grandfather also passed away. After this, the family became convinced that the mysterious figure in the image might somehow have been connected to their grandmother, as if she had returned one final time before taking him with her. What do you think was captured in the background? Share your thoughts in the comments.
It's midnight, I'm creeping, attics leaking, floors are squeaking. Grab my proton pack, ghosts think I'm weak, they're peeking. Poltergeist in the fridge, stealing my Twinkies. Eyes zapping me, scream, smells like bird hot pinkies. Holding on the floats by, chatting some holy mumble. I say, sister chill, sermons making me stumble. Slime on the wall, slime in my ear. I laugh, spray a bean, now she dancing in the air. The library ghost with the bitches try to spook me. I trigger me, trips back, lanes in the cookie trap, snaps like splash screen soundtrack like a horror show. I whisper, now the whole ghost squad knows. Ghostbuster, Ghostbuster, blast them, trap them, Ghostbuster, slap or slap them, vanish quick. Ghostbuster, 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 not no hide, Ghostbuster, lights flash, slime splash. Ghostbuster, who you gonna call? Ghostbuster, trap, boom, Ghostbuster, who you gonna call? Ghostbuster, yeah, while I scream, who you gonna call? Ghostbuster, trap, boom, Ghostbuster, who you gonna call? Ghostbuster, yeah, while I scream, Ghostbuster.
A young man described this as part of a long chain of strange coincidences. Years ago, his aunt lived in staff housing in Alaska. Her children often spoke about a little girl they saw near the house and inside the rooms. Adults dismissed the stories, but the children described her too often and too clearly, as if she truly existed. Years later, he took a photograph showing two children, and beside them appeared a blurred figure, faint yet clearly shaped like a small girl. When he saw the image, a chill ran through him. He was convinced it was the same girl the children had described years before. The resemblance felt too familiar to be random. Was it imagination, or had something remained there all along? What do you think was captured in this photo? This image was captured in 2018 by a man named Glenn in Michigan. He and his wife were relaxing at home when their security system suddenly triggered an alert, motion detected near the house. There were no sounds outside, no footsteps, no voices, yet the camera recorded something. When they reviewed the footage, a saved frame showed a strange silhouette above their car near the house. The shape does not resemble a person or an animal and does not match any common false alarm. It appears thin and dark, almost suspended in the air, as if formed from shadow itself. The sight left them shaken long after the alert ended. What do you think came near their home that night? This photograph was taken in 1949 at the Royal Hotel in the town of Bunjender by a journalist working for a local newspaper. It was a routine assignment, simply an image for an article about the old hotel. Nothing strange was noticed at the moment the photo was taken. Only after the film was developed did the unexplained figure become visible. A pale shape stands along the staircase, faint yet unmistakably human. The image soon became famous, earning the nickname, the Ghost of Bunjender. Today, the photograph is displayed inside the hotel alongside antique documents and objects dating back to the late 1800s, some discovered during renovations. More than 70 years have passed, yet the identity of the figure remains unknown. Was it just a trick of light, or a guest who never checked out? An old mansion in the Appalachian Mountains is a place locals prefer not to talk about. It is said the house has long been inhabited by more than just the living. 2 photographs were taken there by different people who did not know each other. The images were captured 1 week apart, on the 2nd floor of the abandoned estate. Both photographers insisted the house was empty, and neither saw anything unusual at the time. Yet in both pictures, in the exact same spot, a strange figure appears. The posture, the outline, even the position in the hallway are disturbingly similar, as if something stood there, waiting, both times. Coincidence seems unlikely. Light and shadow rarely repeat themselves so precisely. So who, or what, keeps returning to that 2nd floor, even decades later? The owner of these photographs shared a story that still leaves people uneasy. He explained that he is a medium, but the events in the images date back to the 1970s. At that time, his grandmother was simply taking a photo of a New Year's tree, an ordinary family snapshot with no hidden intention. When the film was developed, she noticed a strange figure in the picture and immediately returned to the photo shop, insisting a printing mistake had been made. The employee carefully checked the negatives and told her, whoever that is, they were truly there when this photo was taken. Looking closer, the woman felt a wave of shock. In the bay window, a tall silhouette could clearly be seen, the unmistakable shape of her father, who had died 20 years earlier. The figure appeared far too tall, unnaturally stretched, as if no living person could have stood in that room. The image has remained in the family ever since, not as proof, but as a mystery frozen in time. What do you think appeared in that window? Write in the comments. The owner of this photograph, Dave, recounted, "This picture was taken on March 23rd while my friend and I were walking through the forest, testing my new Packard Bell digital camera. We took several photos, and some of them turned out strangely. If you zoom in on the trunk of the main tree, you can clearly see something resembling a face staring back at us. Neither of us smokes, so we cannot blame mist or vapor. We honestly have no explanation and would appreciate any help identifying what this could be." The forest that day was quiet, too quiet. The branches stood motionless, as though holding their breath. In the photograph, lodged deep in the texture of the tree's bark, a faint face seems to emerge, eyes shaped from shadow, a mouth that forms something between a grimace and a silent scream. It does not look like a trick of light. The features appear too symmetrical, too deliberate, and disturbingly aware. Some who examined the image claim the face resembles something pressed from inside the tree, as if a figure were trapped within the wood itself. Others say it looks like a watcher, something living between the trees, observing anyone who crosses its path. What do you see in the tree? Leave your thoughts in the comments. The owner of these photographs explained, "The security camera in the bedroom captured these images 8 months apart. I should also mention that the house has always felt completely safe. There has never been even the slightest sense of anything negative here, and even the dog seems perfectly comfortable with whatever this presence is. Yet the photographs tell a different story. Both images show faint, translucent figures sitting on the bed, shapes that look almost human, but blurred and hollow, as if carved from pale light. Their outlines appear soft yet deliberate, like silhouettes frozen mid-movement. The atmosphere around the bed seems to shift, as if the air itself folds around them. Whether these figures represent a benign presence or something that merely appears harmless remains uncertain. The calmness felt in the house contrasts strangely with the unnatural stillness of the shapes captured on camera. Viewers often claim they feel watched just looking at the photos, as if the figures are aware of being observed and sit silently in the dark, waiting for the camera to flash again. What do you think these figures are? Share your thoughts in the comments. The photographer described this moment. This was taken during my very first ghost hunting experience about 7 years ago. No editing, no filters. This is what I call the murder/suicide note house, located on the grounds of the Underground Railroad. The picture is 100% real, and I have returned there around 20 times, always capturing something. This house is filled with evil, which explains why the husband wanted to kill his family. It has been abandoned since 2011. The good news is the family survived and is safe. The photograph shows the decaying exterior of the abandoned house. But in one of the windows, something stares back, a face, pale and distorted, hovering behind the glass. The features seem stretched, twisted into an expression that is neither human nor entirely recognizable. Some viewers describe it as a silent scream, others as a cold, emotionless gaze. The house's violent history lingers in every room, and many believe the image reveals a trapped presence, something left behind after years of suffering and fear. What do you think is looking out of the window? Comment below. This photograph was taken in a family home after a series of unsettling and unexplained events. Strange noises echoing through empty rooms, sudden coldness in the air, and objects moving on their own. The picture was taken in the very room where the family's beloved mother and grandmother had recently passed away. The photographer, one of her grandchildren, believes the image captured more than just shadows. The eerie face in the photograph appears pale and contorted, as though emerging from the air itself. Whether it truly resembles the grandmother or merely mimics a human form is unclear, but the expression, frozen in an unsettling mixture of sorrow and intensity, draws the eyes immediately. Some family members think the spirit remained to watch over the home one last time. Others fear the presence may be something entirely different. But one thing is certain, the face does not blend naturally with the surroundings. It stands out, stark and undeniable, staring directly into the lens. Do you think this is the spirit of the grandmother, or something else? Share your opinion below. The owner of this image wrote, "My 3-year-old son was trying to take a picture of me. He did not realize the camera was pointed backward. He snapped several photos within seconds. When he finished, I took the camera to delete the pictures to free up space. The first 2 shots were blurry and unremarkable, but when I reached the third one, there was a terrifying face behind him. I have never seen this man in my life. We were home alone, and it was not me. I know what I look like." The photograph shows the child smiling, completely unaware that behind him, partially emerging from the dark, is a face, gaunt, pale, unfamiliar. The eyes appear hollow, almost sunken, yet intensely focused on the boy. The expression is unnatural, frozen in a way no living person's face should be. The owner still cannot explain what the camera captured. The house was empty. The doors were locked. No one else was there. And yet the photo suggests something, or someone, was standing only inches behind the child, silent and invisible to the naked eye. Who do you think this face belongs to? Comment below. This photograph was taken by a nurse inside an intensive care unit at a hospital in Colorado. At the time, nothing unusual was noticed. It was just another quiet moment during a long shift. Later, while reviewing the image, she saw something she was certain had not been there before: a strange, ghost-like silhouette in a part of the room that had been completely empty. No patients. No staff. The figure exists only in the photograph, blurred, pale, almost transparent, yet too defined to be dismissed as a simple reflection or glare. Its outline appears human, but its presence feels wrong, like something caught between appearing and fading away. What do you think was captured in that ICU room? Share your thoughts. Late one evening, a man took this photo inside a hospital room, not to keep a memory, but to say goodbye. His mother was dying of cancer after a long and painful illness. At the exact moment he pressed the shutter, the room was empty. She had just been taken into surgery. He photographed the hospital bed one last time, unaware that this minute would become the final one. Later, a doctor told him the official time of death matched the timestamp on the image, 11:56 p.m. For the last 2 weeks of her life, she had rarely stopped crying out, whether from unbearable pain or the desperate need to finally let go. When the man later looked at the picture, a chill ran through him. In the image, a faint silhouette seemed to form above the bed, and it looked as if it too was screaming. He believes that night his mother's spirit came back to say farewell. He later brightened a second copy of the photo, not to convince anyone, but to keep it close as a final reminder. What do you think appeared in that hospital room? A man named Flip shared this unsettling photo taken on his birthday using an old Sony Ericsson phone. He had quickly snapped a picture of two friends without paying attention to the result and certainly not expecting anything unusual. The quality was poor, just a typical early mobile phone image. Later, while zooming in, he noticed something disturbing behind them. A twisted, unnatural face appeared in the background. The more the image is enlarged, the more unsettling the expression becomes, as if frozen in silent agony. No one remembers seeing anyone else nearby. There were no mirrors or reflective surfaces behind them. The face seems to exist only in the photograph. What do you think appeared behind them that night? The person who took this picture said it shows his daughter and her friend dancing in the living room. They had been laughing and moving to the song, "Walk Like an Egyptian," asking him to capture the moment. At the time, nothing seemed strange. Later, while reviewing the image, he noticed a figure deep in the background of the room, a shape that had definitely not been there. That evening, only 3 people were inside the house, him and the 2 girls. No one else entered, and no one stood behind them during the photo. The shape appears dark and human-like, half hidden in shadow, as if silently watching from the far corner. He admitted he never showed the picture to the children. According to him, his daughter would never have slept peacefully again after seeing it. What do you think was standing in that room? A boy took this photo at the beginning of the school year inside his high school classroom. The room appeared empty except for the 4 students in the picture. But between him and the student on the right, a strange, unfamiliar face can be seen. He only noticed it recently. When he showed the image to others, they did not laugh. They knew the story. Years earlier, a student had been isolated and avoided by classmates. He later took his own life. Some believed his spirit never left the school, and now, it seemed, he had appeared in a photo with the new students. What do you think was captured in that classroom? Write in the comments. Mary King's Close in Edinburgh, Scotland, has long been known as a place inhabited by ghosts. This photograph, provided by the Real Mary King's Clothes, an organization offering tours through the underground streets, allegedly captures one of those spirits. In the doorway stands a semi-transparent figure of a woman, her outline faint but unmistakable. The air around her seems warped, as if the figure disrupts the photograph itself. Her posture looks unnatural, slightly leaned as though stepping forward, or waiting. Visitors and tour guides have often reported the presence of a female spirit wandering the old corridors. Many believe this image may be proof of her existence, drifting silently in a place long forgotten by the living. What do you think appears in the doorway? Let us know in the comments. This picture was taken in 1976 by the owner's stepfather. Behind the mother and the young girl, a blurred face appears in the background, indistinct yet undeniably human-shaped. No one in the family has been able to identify the figure, and to this day they have no explanation. The face seems to hover, disconnected from any body, as if floating in the shadows behind them. Many who saw the image online described the expression as unsettling, almost mournful. Whatever the photograph captured remains a mystery, but its presence behind the family is impossible to ignore. Who, or what, do you think this face belongs to? Comment below. This incident occurred around 2 a.m. on the grandfather's ranch. Because everyone needed to leave early in the morning and the cold was extreme, the family was told to start the car ahead of time. The photographer went outside with an older cousin. In the near total darkness, the cousin accidentally turned on the camera instead of the flash. When the camera lit up the area, a figure appeared, the shape of a boy standing with his head tilted, his jaw seemingly broken or deformed. "Look, it's a boy," the photographer said, but when they asked his name, he did not respond. He only stood there silently, unmoving. Terrified, they ran inside to tell the adults. The next morning, ranch workers explained that a child had once died in that exact spot, an 8-year-old boy who never made it home. The photograph matches the story disturbingly well, a dark figure with a twisted face standing alone in the cold night. Was this the spirit of the lost child? Share your thoughts. This photograph comes from the era when film was the only option. It shows the great-great-grandmother of the photographer's co-worker. The photo was taken by her grandfather while the house was burning. By that time, the woman had already been dead for many years. Yet in the photograph, she appears in the kitchen, clearly visible despite the flames and the smoke. Her figure stands in the empty house as if completely unaffected by the fire, watching from the place she once called home. Whether this was her spirit returning one last time or something imitating her shape will never be known. But the image of a deceased woman standing calmly inside a burning house continues to unsettle everyone who sees it. What do you think appeared in that kitchen? Tell us in the comments. The owner of this Polaroid shared, "On the right is my mother, and on the left is my aunt." The photograph was supposed to show just the two of them. "I swear no one was standing behind my mother. If someone had been there, the camera would not have darkened out the entire space like that. This is not staged, not edited. I grew up in a house where strange things happen constantly. Everyone in my family has their own stories, and we even had group experiences that I will never forget. Please look closely and see if you notice anything wrong. I would love to hear your thoughts. I am open to logical explanations, but based on everything we've lived through, it seems like this is the thing that was following us for years." Behind the woman in the photo, just to the right, a shadowy figure forms, tall, dark, and almost unnaturally still. The darkness around it feels thicker than the rest of the image, as though light bends away from that spot. There are no visible features, only the silhouette of something standing far too close, watching silently while the two women pose unaware. The family's stories of past encounters suddenly gain weight when paired with this image. If something truly followed them for years, perhaps this photograph is its most undeniable appearance. Who or what is standing behind them? Tell us your thoughts.